years ago, a local petition to the Durham City Council, initiated by people opposed to the state of Israel, alleged that police training in Israel contributes to police brutality against peoples of color in America. This was part of a national campaign organized by the Jewish Voice for Peace called the Deadly Exchange. At its core was a conspiracy theory that also blamed American Jews and our treasured national institutions for complicity in the police brutality of minorities. Make no mistake, this initiative was not meant to protect such minorities or to offer a pathway to peace and reconciliation in the Middle East. And it certainly was not about creating a thriving Palestinian society. It was rather part of a war on the very existence of the Jewish state, intended to demonize Israel so as to reduce American support for her. In 2018, the petition's claims were given credence by the actions of Durham's elected officials. Thus, Durham became ground zero for the Deadly Exchange efforts to demonize Israel across America. This afternoon will be the first opportunity for our community to hear accounts directly from participants of these police exchanges.
More or less, it was all police focused. I think it was heavily focused on community-oriented policing, how they do things in Israel, also the use of technology, how the Israeli police are trained and organized, how they interact with their citizens, how they with the communities, and how they deal with challenges, the unique challenges they face there. And surprisingly, it's a lot like the challenges we face here, believe it or not. It's very similar.
Part, in addition to technology and community policing, was that leadership. There's this underlying development of leadership that all of us went forward. I wasn't sure what to expect. I had convinced myself there would be, like it is here, it's a us and them and you and me kind of culture. Two major religious groups living amongst each other. I convinced myself that I ought to be able to see, because I'm a worldly person, I thought that I should be able to distinguish between the two. I could not. We never got a sense that the country is constantly under the threat of violence and war on all sides. There was no feeling of that. I was surprised most of that.
You got the feeling that the Israeli leadership, the police leadership, really truly cared about their police officers and the citizens, and that they were all one. The most in-your-face example that we saw of that was the city of Akko. Okay. They had there was a mosque there. It's I think it's the fourth most important mosque in Islam. I forget the name of it, but anyway, the imam from that mosque and a rabbi, the local rabbi, we actually invited to meet with them. They sat down with us and and talked to us about what they do, how they work together to kind of keep the peace together with the police. And it reminded me, it's a lot of what we do here in my city of Fayetteville. We have a relationship all the way down to the officer level. So the police there, they can call this imam or this rabbi if there's an issue, like if there's a fight or anything that can spark violence. And they can kind of put an end to it. They can kind of nip it in the bud, so to speak, before it gets big. Because after all said and done, you could tell they were friendly with each other. They might not really like each other that much, but their mutual interest was, and it was made very clear to us, they all live in the same city, and they did not want their city to burn.
Can you mention the most important things that you learned, and anything specifically that you brought back here that were useful in your duties in the United States?
So technology, the Israeli police force is far ahead of North Carolina law enforcement technology. The ability to get information, relay it, use the technology and push it back out in moments was probably the most impressive. There's nothing unique to Israel that we don't have and have had for decades. The Bearcat, the armored personnel carrier, the heavier ballistic vest, riot shield and helmets, things of that nature. What you think? I mean, that has been an American law enforcement culture for decades, and certainly in North Carolina.
Yeah, the military, I was kind of disappointed as well. We didn't see any IDF stuff other than kids at bus stops with their packs, I guess getting ready to go on reserve duty. That's about all we saw of them. And then as far as the police themselves, they weren't any more militarized, so to speak. And I hate that term, militarized. That's basically a term used to demonize police departments for having, nobody's rolling around in tanks. People like to say tanks. The Bearcat, an armored personnel carrier, is not a tank. What it does is it allows you to not get shot, therefore not having to shoot the person shooting at you. So if I have my team in an armored vehicle, we're less likely to shoot our own citizens, because we don't have to. When it's like we're hiding behind a police car with no armor protection. So it's really a misconception. It's really disappointing that a lot of our citizens here kind of push that propaganda, I guess, until they need armor protection. Because while one of our armored vehicles is protecting the officers, we always have another one. The other one's going around evacuating all the houses around where the crisis is happening. That's what we use armor for, in order to evacuate wounded citizens and wounded officers safely.
Truthfully, their average police officer that we would see day to day, the blue shirts, what I'll call them, I mean, just their police officer, carries a sidearm and a pair of handcuffs. We never saw rifles and all this equipment they had. They're not walking around like, even in our culture, depending on the jurisdiction that you may see. I mean, every one of my agents have an AR-15 rifle.
Did you see anything on your trip that concerned you about violation of human rights?
I can't off the top of my head.
Their philosophy of policing is no different than American policing. It's respond and deal with whatever the situation is. They are under the model that every situation does not need to end in an arrest.
Did you see any signs of abuse at the border crossings?
So we saw no signs of abuse throughout the country, and certainly not at any border crossing, but the overall answer is none at all, nowhere.